Hello and welcome. My name is Tuxedo Ian, and we are getting back to our playthrough of Book of Hours. And when we last left off, we had just finished our first day of summer. Or second day, actually, I think. We got a couple more rooms unlocked. We got some books read, and we are getting back and getting into the nick of things with a couple books being cataloged, and we'll see where we're at. Alright, so we do have a couple books being cataloged around here in our various desks we have. Plus we have 4 pieces of the soul available to us. So let's see what we get out of our books that are being cataloged. Okay, so the first one we had is a Curia book that was being cataloged. We have The Book of Thrones, A Legend of the Shadowless Empire, transcribed by Alexander Peterhans from Annals at a Secret Shrine in Anatolia. Edge 12. Gonna be a while before we can read that. Written in Phrygian. The Phrygians worship the Great Mother, who we call the Grail. Theirs was the land in which the Sisterhood of the Knot was born, and this is the tongue in which the Thunderskin pleaded at his ascension. The Librarian can read Phrygian, but few others can. And it would teach us about auroral contemplations once we have read it, so we'll pop that up on our shelf for now. Oop. A little finicky sometimes. And we'll go to the next one. A baronial period book. A Seventh Voice. Samuel Savage's cycle of cosmic poems about a band of players who double as footpads seeking a 7th member. Sky 8, we're a little ways away from that, and it would teach us about preliminal meter. 9 modes, 9 horizons, the subtle rhythm of words which open ways. That's a very useful skill, which we'll probably want to try and get as soon as we can, but for right now it's a little beyond our grasp. Another Curia period book, The Book of the Centipede. In the mid-1860s, one Madame Yi presented an entertainment-based, she claimed, on this book. It has 6 rows and is written in Greek, a tongue for philosophers, theologians, and heroes, and would teach us about sand stories. I think we might be able to get that, or at least get close to it, so we'll pop that into our inventory for now. And one last baronial period book, The Deaths of the Moon, a historical tract on various forms of survival after death. It's Moon 8, and it's written in Kilisimi, so unfortunately that one is a little bit beyond us for now. It will teach us about snow stories once we're able to read it, but we'll file that on our shelf. Alright, let's see here. I think the play at this point... we are going to need some to refresh one of our bits of soul to do that. So let's see, we have regret, impulse. Oh, I forgot to mark what this one gives. I'll go back and mark it and read it later and find out. And that actually might be useful to us. To scale together with one of our... That would give us 4 and 5. Yes, we could read 108. So what we are going to do, we are going to take this one, and we can use our whist to reread this book. I've already mastered this, but I could reread it and perhaps recall a memory. And that will give us a fear memory, which we can then use along with Coil and Chasm and any of our soul pieces to read 108 and learn a little bit more about pentiments and precursors. And we're restoring something at the Sweet... Well, we're doing some labor at the Sweet Bones, so we'll wait for that to conclude. Let's see, I think we might actually be able to do something here with... Let's see, Pearl and Tide gives us 3. Bet gives us 2 for 5. That would put us at 6. Okay, I'm not see. Do we have anything that gives us Rose power? in the house itself. We have a piece of artwork. We have some packages we could open. Right now, that's all we have that would help us with Rose. So we'll wait until we can get something that gives us another piece of Rose, either upgrade Pearl and Tide one more step, or something else that can give us some Rose. And we'll go ahead and fast forward until we get to the end of our work at the Sweet Bones. And we get our 6 of pay, which we will then use some tuppence to restore our core so that we can call out Mrs. Kill, because I think we're going to need her help. It's summer and I'm sitting on the beach outside the Sweet Bones, eating crumbly cheese and nettle wrappings and good black rye bread, soaking up the sun. Okay, that's progressing there. Alright, so that gives us another piece of memory fear. So we will grab 108. And let's see, we have Metal Tryst. Now we can use our Tryst to read it here. Oh, we're not going to be able to do that. Actually, so what we'll have to do, we can come to our consider verb, and we can use Memory Fear and Coil and Chasm to be able to read 108. Eva DeWolf discourses on the Fifth History, and particularly on those who are said to have passed over from it, the Great Hooded Princes, the Knocklong who ascended under the Mother of Ants, but now, so Eva claims, honor the Horned Axe. We have enough scale to match Mystery Scale, so we'll go ahead and start reading that. As soon as our core is done here in the Sweet Bones, I'll call Mrs. Kill out and get her help and start talking to her. So if she can give us a memory gossip, we should be able to read that Rose book today. The birth. Mrs. Kill's mood improves when she sees me. You always cheer me up, she says. Okay, while that's going, I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and catalog another one of these baronial books using our metal from the 1500s to the 1700s. Let's see what it's got. The great hooded princes call their library the Tomb of Lies, and this has given rise to a foolish tradition that the princes are habitual liars. On the other hand, the princes do not say knowledge is power, but rather power is knowledge. She's given us, oh, that works just as well as some gossip, so we have, you just know, intuition. There 'tis, and can be no tizzer. Mrs. Kill, as every local gossip knows, came from France to marry Mr. Kill, but there's scant trace of the continent in her accent now. Alright, so we will be able to read the Book of the Centipede now. We just need somewhere we can slot both of these in. I think we're going to have to wait for our consider verb to open up there. So while we're doing that, we might as well talk to her again. See if she can give us something else useful. And while I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and take... So now that we have some shelves to work with, we will put our red books on the shelves here. And we don't really need to hold on to our journal anymore. So what we can do with that is we can set it over here in the Keeper's Lodge, just so we remember where it is. Since we have a little nook here, we will put Traveling at Night 1 and Traveling at Night 2 there. We'll put our unread books there. And we even have a little scroll shelf that we can put this flayed Tantra in. Our red books continue to go over here. Unread. About to be read. Let's move this quire of paper somewhere. Let's see, that one we might be able to read in the near future. As you can see, our shelves do kind of fill up rather quickly, but we have plenty more shelves down here that we'll be able to use. So let's see, let me separate the books that have Kilisimi. Put them on their own shelf for now so that we can remember that they're both unreadable for the moment. Is there anything else over here? Nope. And what we can also do is we can plop down our writing case here because we don't need to carry it around, and we'll only be using it to summon people once we actually have some more information or some more time to do a salon. The Barrow Child's Elegies. The Barrow Child, a Gaulish adept who won a place in the ranks of the Ordo Limae, enumerates the great shadows laid to rest in the tombs of power and discusses their various conditions. Written in Latin, a dead language, dead as diamonds. It's Mystery Winter 10, so we're going to be a while before we can get to that. And it gives us more rhyme and remembrance, which we can use for something else, but that will be useful when we get to it. Alright. Should be... Let's see, what else can we do here? We can... Let's see, we might be able to read... No. Let's see. Winter... Sky... Yeah, let's rest our Faust and see if we maybe can read one of those sky books. We can read Locksmith's Dream. That one will really help us out because the skill it gives us, Lockworks and Clockworks, is very useful, and having it early would be very, very handy. We got some Regret, which gives us Forge in Winter. See, is there any way we can get her? We need to get her 2 more grail from somewhere. So we'll keep talking to her until we can see if she'll give us something that has a little grail. If not, I think we might have some drinks somewhere or something that we can give her. I have some. And we could give her the yarn, but that only gives 1 point. Do we have anything else that would give us some grail? Not right now. So we need her to give us a memory that gives us 2 grail, and we can use that to open up this top room up here. Eva has, to her regret, never visited the library. She notes that it is said to be west of the Lion and north of Victory, and suggests that although the princes are generally associated with India, their library might be farther east. This has given us a confounding parable. The moth, the grail, and the egg unhatching all tell different stories of the world's beginning. One of these stories is the oldest, but it may not be the first. Abbess Nana. And a lesson on pentiments and precursors. So, confounding parable is kind of interesting because it gives us both 3 different stats. It gives us moon, rose, and sky, which is going to be very handy because we did want to read a sky book once we get our Faust recharged. So that actually is just about perfect. And we will mark that this one gives us confounding parable. And then we can use our intuition for the Rose book. So, Book of the Centipede, we'll send that to our consider verb. And you can do a quick send like that by holding down Control and right-clicking on something, and it'll send it to the most appropriate verb. So we can use this memory intuition, we can use our Fet, and we can use Pearl and Tide to reach Journey's End. And Rose, if we don't supply enough, is Wandering. If we supply enough, it is Journey's End. I can master this mystery. This will give us lesson on sand stories of wandering tribes, watchful vagabonds, and winged devourers. That will take us on past the end of the day, I believe, or close to it. So we should be able to learn pentiments and precursors before the day ends. And there's what we needed. She gave us a memory of satisfaction. We can discuss that with her and give her 4 grail, which she can use to open up that room at the top of the stairs. Our Faust is better now. So what we can do, since we need a sky desk, and several of our desks take sky, like our desk Ambrose, we can come in here with our Faust. And we have confounding parable, so that gives us 3. We need 4 to read that one. So right now we are at dissonance, but we have this astrolabe, which gives us 1 sky and brings us to 4. So we can master this mystery and get sky harmony and read Locksmith's Dream, Portions and Proportions. So we'll get that started. The second volume of Teresa Galmer's Examination of Parallels in the Mystic Dreams of Artisans. The front piece has been slashed with a razor. Mrs. Kill has been boosted by the memory we gave her, and we can use her to open up the Grand Ascent, 2nd floor. It is unexpectedly difficult to raise my foot to the last step before the landing. Leaf shadows drift across my sight, and the windows hiss and rattle. I've heard that Gervinus Van Loren, last librarian before me, was skilled at the forbidding of ways. So we'll put her to work unlocking that. pentiments and precursors will give me a grail skill and a grail and scale skill. Yeah, we've opened the Grand Ascent second floor. By a long tradition, each Baron Brankrug had their image set in a niche in the Grand Ascent. Later, the Curia of the Isle continued the tradition for their librarians. So we have places for the fourth librarian, a niche with a plaque, "Who died but not passed within." The fifth librarian, "Who was denied victory, though never defeated." The sixth librarian, "Who brought a key long lost." Seventh librarian, "Who dwells still in the three-flowered tree." A niche with a plaque, "Who served two masters as best he could." The eighth librarian. And we unlocked 3 new rooms that are available for us to try and open. We have the abandoned bedroom. A crooning whisper haunts this room. It must once have been luxurious, and will be again once I have it restored, but I will need help to lay the restless presence that drifts here. We would need either 5 moon or 5 rose, neither of which we have a good source of right now, so we'll put that on the back burner. The Grand Ascent third floor. Frost crackles on the window panes as I ascend, and the light strikes at my eyes like knives, another of Van Loren's forbiddings. We'd need either 5 edge, 4 forge, 5 knock, or 5 winter, so it looks like this is going to be a job for either Mr. Kill or for Denzel. We can pretty reliably get him to 4 forge, I believe. All we need is our metal, and we can get him to 4 forge. And we've opened the infirmary. Careless visitors have tracked in mud through the door, and the windows have been open to the elements for years. We'll need 4 heart or 4 rose. Again, that looks like it will be a job for Mrs. Kill. We can probably get her on that tomorrow. We've also finished reading the Book of the Centipede here. The centipede always found her way into the dark places. When she was punished for it, she reacted badly, in the Mansus, as in Mia. The river runs through the sands out of myth and into legend. The painted river runs the other way. One is barred to the centipede now, but she finds ways back in, sometimes. This has given us a lesson on sand stories, and another memory of intuition. So we used a memory intuition to read it, and we get that memory back. So we will go ahead and mark the book with memory intuition. And we will start learning pentiments and precursors. And now we can decide which of our memories we can take it through into the next day. So let's see, does the intuition will not go, but regret will. So we'll take regret with us through the night the next morning. Is there anything else? We don't have any more soul fragments, so the intuition is unfortunately just going to sit and be lost. But we got what we needed from it for the day. And a new day dawns. Our soul is refreshed, and we have a nice sunny day, which gives us some more sky and some lantern. And we have learned pentiments and precursors, feats and fates of forgotten things, the Carapace Cross, the line of Antaios, the world of a low red sun. Though much is taken, much abides. This is a scale and grail skill, scale 2. It can be assigned to birdsong or scolacoscopy. So now we have added one more skill to our roster, and we will start also learning acquiring sand stories. Use this to acquire a new lesson, a new skill. This will be a moon and rose skill, so that might be come in handy. And we will claim our memory regret. And I think at that point we're going to, let's see, it's been, 24 minutes, so we can go ahead and call it at this point. So thank you for joining me, and tomorrow what we'll probably be doing is we'll be trying to open one of these rooms over here, probably the infirmary, using Mrs. Kill, because she's fairly easy enough. This one, I'm not sure where we're going to get the 5 moon just yet, or 5 rose. We could hire a barber, but that would only give us 1 rose, and we get 2 from here, so we'd still need to find 2 more somewhere. The web-snared room, we could probably get Mrs. Kill to 6 heart if we really tried. I'm not sure, though. It might take a little finagling to get her there. Again, 6 heart there. 6 forge, that would be Denzel. We'd need to find one more forge somewhere, because we have 2 from our metal, 1 from the regret, and 2 from himself would get us to 5. Oh, yes, we have this Lapsang Souchong, so we could use Denzel to open up this room. So we definitely have a plan for tomorrow. So again, thank you for joining me. If you have enjoyed watching this, please give me a like or a comment down below, and I will see you next time.